I misclicked there. I accidentally was almost about to stream. Whoopsie daisy. Anyway, um, let's continue where we left off. I mean, even though I feel like I'm more on the bad ending side than I was before, but we will see. Well, it's the first time I am in the house. A dull rabbit. Wait, Mizuki's bed is in the living room? Where's my bed? You have the same jacket several times? Yeah, I feel like I hit the bad ending. Riveting conversation.
Mizuki must know about Iris and Ota.
Of course. The news was distributed heavily across the internet. Not just in Japan, but worldwide. 3 days ago, Mizuki discovered her mother's body. 2 days ago, her father's. This morning, 2 of her best friends. It is completely understandable that she is at her mental limit.
Can I be left alone for a while?
Are you okay?
Obviously not.
Aiba, contact Abyss. See if they can get Mizuki a good counselor.
Understood.
I want to go to the other thing now, but I feel like I should stick to one now.
Are you okay, honey?
Huh?
About last night. Well, at 3 in the morning anyway.
You know about it?
It's on every channel. You have the face of a ghost. Do you want a glass?
I don't need a drink. I need information. Do you have anything?
Well, let's see. I do have... I suppose you could call it intuition.
Tell me.
The Kumakuras are involved in this case. Remember what I told you before? That there's a relationship between Ren and the Kumakuras? Shoko also has a relationship with them. You know about her dealings with the Kumakuras, right?
So basically, 2 of the victims are linked to the Kumakuras. That must mean they're involved somehow, right?
Not 2, 3.
3? Iris?
No, not that one. The boy. He came here last night?
Ota?
Yes, from Matsushita Diner. He's linked to the Kumakuras as well.
What? How?
Have you heard the rumor?
Years ago, yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's what I know. What? How did that help?
The Kumakuras own a handful of real estate companies. They, of course, look legit, but they're Yakuza fronts. I'll call those real estate companies the KE to keep it simple for you. The KE followed in So's footsteps. They bought up land in Kawasaki.
Why are you stopping?
Now, back to So. Have you heard of the plans for the casino in Kawasaki? So was the one who came up with it.
I was born and raised in Kawasaki. I remember the landscape of my childhood, and I loved it dearly. But look at Kawasaki now. When I see images of the destruction on television, my heart aches like it's being chopped to pieces. But I promise you, I will revive the Kawasaki district at any cost. Casino Town Kawasaki will give new life to the city.
After that, So moved fast. He submitted the bills he needed to the National Assembly after drumming up support in the right places. The bills passed, and it became an official government initiative.
Decontamination efforts therefore increased at a rapid pace in the Kawasaki district. At the moment, the area is still considered off limits. However, the air in Kawasaki is currently purified to such an extent that it has no negative effect on the human body.
If the plan goes smoothly, land prices in Kawasaki are going to skyrocket. And all that land is owned by the KE. And by So himself. The land he bought back for $1 billion will be worth 10 times that soon.
He's involved in some shady business.
I mean, that was obvious that this is the reason he bought it back.
This is just another rumor, but the chemical plant exploding was no accident. It was done intentionally.
By So and the Kumakuras, you mean?
But there's no hard evidence of that. It's just gossip. What were we talking about again?
Ota and the Kumakuras.
Oh, right. You know how Matsushita Diner is close to the Kawasaki district? The chemical plant explosion made times hard. Foot traffic went down, sales declined. No wonder it closed down. Ota must hold a grudge. Someone caused that explosion. And if it was intentional, oh, he'd hate them even more. That's how I link Ota to the Kumakuras.
So, what? Oh, that was it?
Thank you, Mama. I don't know if what you told me will lead to anything, but
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to waste your time.
no, it was very helpful.
I'm glad I can help, even if it's just a little.
Well then, be seeing you.
Come back anytime.
Oh. Heavy silence. Oh my god. We hit the mother's house. Oh, this time I can't turn all the way around.
Oda was one of my students. I taught him in elementary school. I heard it from the police. Oda tried to help Iris and ended up... I don't know what to say. I have no words. Iris was my everything. We always went everywhere together. Whether it was buying clothes or going to the movies, or taking a walk, or going shopping at the supermarket. When she was young, she would just hold one of my fingers. Her hand was too small to hold mine. Then it was 2, then 3, and finally she could hold my hand. But eventually, she left my hands altogether. She started crossing her arms, being independent, even though she needed constant attention growing up. Her memories are a part of this room. And always will be. When she was a baby, she fell off that sofa and cried and cried. One day she tore up her picture book all over the floor here. Another time she drew with crayons all over the window. She painted my portrait on Mother's Day. Scratches on the floor, chipped plates, burn marks on the table, stains on the cushions. Everything you see. It all holds a memory of her. But why?
And I thought I got the good sync ending since it showed the Cyclops murders, but now, damn, I really, I'm so tempted to just abandon this path completely and go back to the other path. But I feel like I'm so far along now that I would. I don't know if she wouldn't die if I do the other path, but I don't wanna stray from these paths too much.
Hitomi, my entire focus is on this case. Is there anything at all you can tell me?
I don't know if this is important, but
No, please, tell me.
I may have told you this already. I met Renju's wife Shoko twice before. The first time at the wedding, the second time a month ago. That second time was in the waiting room of the prison.
Prison?
Huh?
There's an acquaintance of mine from when we were younger. I visit them a few times a year. And by coincidence, I saw Shoko. I don't think she noticed me, but I recognized her as Renju's wife right away. She was there for the same reason I was, to visit one of the inmates.
Do you know who?
No, I don't. We didn't talk.
Which prison?
Fuchu Prison, in Tokyo.
Fuchu.
Prison?
Wait, didn't they say something about the prison?
I'm sorry
Oh, yeah.
if I bothered you. I'll be going now.
There was this telephone call.
I don't know what to do.
I wouldn't know either.
Thinking about her. Dante, please, you have to catch them. Please. Please.
I will. Trust me.
Them? Oh god, a decaying old tree clinging to the earth. What a description. Probably not.
This is your fault.
What?
I heard from the police. Because you didn't take care of Iris.
Oh.
My boy Ota got involved.
Date, I looked into the investigation report. Mayumi confirmed Ota's body early this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry. I want to be alone right now.
You do realize your fucking son had a shotgun. Had a stun gun. If he wouldn't have knocked me out for whatever fucking stupid reason, he wouldn't have died.
Did you not hear me? I said leave!
Date, let's go. She is in no state to talk.
Yeah, you're right.
My fault. How did your son get his hands on a stun gun? Lady, I know you're grieving and all that, but your son was messed up in certain ways. Oh, can I?
No, nothing so far. I checked this place point by point, but didn't find nothing.
A video camera and laptop. This is what the criminal used to stream. All of these items have been bought from pawn shops and thrift stores. It would be difficult to determine a suspect from them. I have logged into the Wi-Fi in this warehouse. Okiura Fishery Co., Ltd. is listed as the owner. However, I found the password written directly on the router. Anyone who saw it could have used it. I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras, the same Okiuras we know.
Huh?
Renju's father created the company.
Oh.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju. The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died. Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management. In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
But it can't be a coincidence.
It certainly is suspicious. This forklift is old. It does not appear to be functional. It has not been moved in some time.
Right here. Iris and Ota were.
I am sure you are already aware of Ota's time of death.
Just before I arrived. About 3:30 in the morning.
and the cause of death.
Right, about that. Ota had a stab wound from a kitchen knife in his side.
Correct.
What was the exact cause of death? Was it the knife wound, or...?
I cannot determine that. I can conclude that the knife wound was at least close to being fatal. Even if Ota was still alive on the workbench, he was certainly on the verge of death. If he weren't already extremely weak, we would expect to see more signs of struggle.
But why? Why did the culprit put the costume on Ota?
Unknown. Iris's estimated time of death and cause of death have been confirmed. The video was not a recording. It was a live stream, filmed in real time.
Which means Iris's time of death is 3:20 a.m.
Was it really a live stream? You can stream videos live, so pre-recorded stuff.
Iris also had her left eye removed.
Yeah.
And like Renju and Shoko, Iris's left eyeball has not been recovered. Date, we should get moving. Officers from the local jurisdiction are checking the warehouse thoroughly. We will not find anything of importance here.
Yeah, you're right.
You can ask CSI to inform you if they find anything.
All right.
Yeah, this feels like terrible ending. I'm surprised that there are even divergent paths to begin with. Yuta? Why is he here?
Date, I have to talk to you about something.
Huh?
About the original Cyclops serial killings.
Oh!
Why this all of a sudden?
Because I want you to solve this case, Mr. Date. I want you to find who did this and bring them to justice. So, if I can help you, even a little...
Why didn't you say anything at Abyss?
The boss was there. I couldn't speak openly in front of her. So, I decided to meet you here.
All right. Let's hear it.
Earlier, I told you that I was completely certain the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes. I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes.
Uh-huh.
Let me explain why. I'll start by telling you the identity of the Cyclops killer. Although, it's more accurate to say killers.
More than one?
In the first series of killings, the culprit had an accomplice. One of them was born a murderous psychopath. The other is Rohan Kumakura, the previous chairman of the Kumakuras.
What?
They each had a role to play. The murderer committed the homicide, and Rohan removed the eyeball.
Okay.
18 years ago, Rohan took a woman's eye. She was already dead. He put his finger into her eye socket and gouged it out. The reason why was simple. He was fascinated by women's eyes. Their beauty stimulated his greed and his desire to possess them. He needed to have them, to make them his own. Driven by this instinctive impulse, he took the woman's eye.
Ew.
From then on, he acquired a grotesque obsession with the eyes of dead women. He was very particular about his need that the eye belonged to a deceased woman. But even being the head of a Yakuza gang, there weren't too many opportunities for him to indulge. His deepest, darkest desire went unfulfilled for years. However, he soon met his ideal partner, the aforementioned psychopath. The Cyclops killer would commit the murder, and Rohan would take the eye. Thus, a mutually beneficial relationship was established. This was the origin of the Cyclops serial killings. At about the same time, you were assigned to Abyss.
Okay.
That, I don't know.
The details of the original Cyclops serial killings case have become nebulous over time. Even the official investigation material contains nothing of value. I am unable to draw any conclusions from them.
You really have no idea?
If I did, I would tell you.
Any Easter eggs here?
He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Oh.
Oxytocin is a peptide hormone linked to feelings of love, affection, and trust. It is colloquially referred to as the love hormone. It causes a tranquilizing effect which improves mood and relieves stress. It is normally secreted when the body makes contact with an object of affection, such as an embrace or caress.
I'm sure you know what this implies, but he was unable to feel love in the way that we do. However, he was able to experience a substitute. His brain was wired in such a way that allowed him to feel satisfaction through other means. Due to the unique idiosyncrasies of his brain, he was able to release large amounts of dopamine and endorphins by performing a certain action.
What was it?
Murder.
Dopamine is a hormone linked to the reward system of the brain.
I know.
The pleasant feeling attained through accomplishment is dopamine. Endorphins are a kind of brain narcotic. They dull pain and create a feeling of happiness.
He got pleasure from killing people?
It's slightly more complicated than that. Killing people was the only way he could get pleasure. He was 12 when he took his first life. That enlightened him to the pleasure of murder, which he would do again and again.
Wait, how did he even get... If he was caught, how did he ever get let back into society to begin with?
The original Cyclops killer had an accomplice.
Wait, what is the difference between dopamine and oxytocin? They seem to induce a similar effect. Each act different ways to convey the experience of happiness. Dopamine supports feelings of reward and motivation. Serotonin helps maintain emotions. Oxytocin, the love hormone, gives you a rush of pleasure from affection and connection. Wait, I want to read more about that. Let's see. I don't give a shit which website is showing. Oh god. Supports feelings or helps maintain emotions. How do I get more serotonins then? Choose foods that help promote tryptophan levels because of the thing egg, salmon, cheese, and tofu. Condense foods into a day, an easy way to help support the release of serotonin. Your chocolate love having a few pieces of dark chocolate. Okay, can also help promote those. Gauging physical activity that kind of gets you sweating and breathing heavily, choosing activities that help you manage stress like meditation. Healthy serotonin levels. Dietary. Wait, what is it? Why is there suddenly endorphins? Blah, 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 will prompt your body to release endorphins in response to capsaicin, the active compound in chili peppers. Spicy is not your thing. Grab some chocolate. It's always it always comes back to chocolate. No wonder you get endorphins from chocolates. You get what was the other one? Serotonin and endorphins and dopamine from chocolate. Serotonin versus dopamine. Both dopamine are neurotransmitters providing euphoric sense of happiness on different receptors. Is the experience of pleasure in response to a behavior. That's why it's closely connected with your brain's reward center, making it more likely to repeat a particular behavior. On the other hand, serotonin is responsible for supporting your emotions. It's involved in digestion, sexual sleep, and more. In addition, your body produces dopamine and serotonin differently, synthesized from the amino, blah blah blah. Well, dopamine and serotonin opposites. Serotonin and dopamine sometimes work together, but these can also have opposite effects. Dopamine can enhance that reward-driven behavior, like impulsively going for another slice of pie, whereas serotonin helps inhibit those more impulsive behavior that seek dopamine-mediated reward. So forget the idea of the angel and the devil resting on your shoulder as you ponder whether to indulge. It's really dopamine and serotonin calling the shots. The best way to know whether you need more dopamine or serotonin is by taking a lab test. As with anything in life, balance is key. Is that by proactive, you can make adjustments. Once you get your lab test, discuss your numbers with your doctor. How about dopamine and okay. Suggests the love hormone oxytocin can impact dopamine pathways to enhance feelings of reward. Think about parent giving a child a hug to reinforce positive behavior. Both affection and rewards are at play. Studies that oxytocin and dopamine play a vital role in critical thinking and cognition. That oxytocin and dopamine are major to the bond you form with your partner. Potentially, oxytocin increased dopamine, potentially. Activity in the blah 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 that will contribute to the release. Dopamine release in these pathways support the brain's reward system, resulting in positive feelings. How are serotonin and endorphins connected? You know that you get when you bite into your favorite delicious spicy dish? Those are endorphins. Your body produces these in moments of pleasure. Think sex, exercise, and laughter. They also help you deal with occasional physical discomfort. Whether it's euphoria women feel after not doing okay. The delightful burning sensation of wasabi on sushi. And we've seen serotonin influence your mood and emotions when it's active in the brain and digestion in the gut. So if you're enjoying a spicy meal with someone you care about, endorphins both may be responsible. So it's not that any it's not that any single one of them helps. They somehow work in conjunction while they still can work against each other. Okay, they are part of your happy hormone arsenal. How you feel and help maintain different biological processes. They work synergistically. Yeah, that was the word I'm looking for. So balanced levels of each are essential for whole bodily and mental health, and it's never too early to be proactive about. I have the feeling, I think I have a lack of oxytocin levels, I suppose, since I have not any big connections on a, well, on a, sounds weird, but on a physical level, I suppose you could call it. Huh, this is interesting. Okay, let's continue.
There were 2 Cyclops killers.
And one of them was the former chairman of the Kumakuras, Rohan Kumakura.
Rohan committed suicide by jumping to his death 1 year ago.
That means... Pewter, tell me this. One of the original killers is dead, I know that. But that means one remains. Who is he?
After his 4th murder, he was arrested by the police. They actually picked him up on other charges. But in any case, he is currently serving a life sentence in Fuchu prison.
Fuchu prison?
Yes.
What's his name?
In prison, he doesn't have a name. He is simply called Number 89.
Number 89?
I know who killed Shogunadami.
Yeah, I knew it. Not even with a deal I would let a person like that out. If he's a certifiable psychopath, I would not let him out under any circumstance. What I would do is lie to him and tell him that he gets out, but then don't let him out. Since he fucked up for life by murdering on purpose.
So, now you know why I said that. That the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes. Because one is dead and the other is behind bars. Neither of them had the opportunity.
Oh boy, alright, oh wait, I have to click. Huh, the boss is not here?
Where did she go?
Well, she isn't always here, correct?
True. What are you doing?
I thought it would be easier to talk like this.
What do we have to talk about?
A summary of the investigation, perhaps?
What summary? We don't have anything new.
That's not true.
Huh?
I was curious, so I did some research. About number 89.
Alright.
Unknown. I cannot determine if they have any connection. Approximately 1 month ago, Hitomi Sagan witnessed Shoko in Fuchu Prison's waiting room. I am unable to say for certain that the person she was there to visit was number 89. After all, Fuchu Prison houses 2,000 inmates.
But number 89 knew Shoko's name.
I know who killed Shogunadami.
That must mean that he knew her somehow.
It is possible. Unknown.
You don't know?
No such person is listed in the family registry. It is possible he is a foreigner, but his nationality is unknown. However, I believe it is safe to say that he was born and raised in Japan. As you know, he is an assassin with multiple confirmed kills.
Huh?
He is currently serving a sentence at Fuchu Prison. He was imprisoned 6 years ago.
That's what Pewter told us.
After his fourth murder, he was arrested by the police.
Pewter claims that there were 2 culprits behind the original serial killings. One was the former chairman of the Kumakuras, Rohan Kumakura.
But Rohan committed suicide last year.
That leaves 1 culprit still alive, number 89.
But number 89 couldn't possibly have committed these crimes. He was in jail when each of the murders occurred.
Correct. However, I do not believe it is accurate to claim that he had nothing to do with the incident.
I know who killed Shogun Adami.
If he was telling the truth, his involvement is possible.
Let's talk to number 89.
All right. However, we need not go to him. We can bring him to us. If we plan on syncing with him, it would be more efficient.
Can you arrange that?
I can.
Yeah? Boss never showed up. That's suspicious. Is Boss the real killer? Oh, that's the one from the dream. That's the dude from the sinking that he had at the very beginning. Why did that never show up again? Where's the dum dum dum? Ah, there it is.
Sorry to interrupt your busy day, but I need you to tell me something. I'd appreciate your cooperation.
Oh, I thought he was about to say something.
Number 89.
Your real name?
I don't remember. Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso is a republic in West Africa. Population 17 million.
I don't have time for your jokes.
Huh?
That's right. I was one of the culprits behind the case 6 years ago. One of the 2 Cyclops killers. Yeah, I guess I do.
About a month ago, Shoko visited Fuchu Prison. Was she there to see you?
That's right.
What did you talk about?
Nothing special.
You're in no position to lie.
I'm not lying. She didn't come to hear me talk.
Then why did she come?
To meet me.
Meet you?
She probably just wanted to see me.
What? Why?
A long time ago. I don't remember exactly when.
What's your relationship to her?
A physical one. I'm kidding. She was just a business partner.
All right. Let's get right down to it. 2 days ago, you called Investigation HQ and said, I know who killed Shoko Nadami.
That's right.
Who?
Hey, don't be so hasty. We haven't agreed on a deal. You're gonna let me out of prison, right?
It's done. You've got a deal.
All right. But to explain it properly, I need to tell you a story. It might take some time. Is that all right with you?
I've got nothing but time.
Wait, he agreed to a deal? You will not really let him out of prison, right? I highly doubt he will let him out of prison.
Then let's get started. The story of a lonely assassin.
Cool voice, though.
Once upon a time, there was a detective, full of righteous justice. Let's call him F. F found the evils of the world intolerable. F had no parents, no siblings, and grew up in an orphanage since he was born. He suffered every kind of abuse imaginable there. It led him to despise all the evils of the world. One day, F was chasing a thug down at the harbor. Someone wanted for the assault and murder of women.
Okay, I get it. I'll just throw down my knife. Here. And you lower your gun. It's fine. I got nothing else on me. I'll go quietly. You know, I have a history with hospitals. I've been going to a special hospital for a while. Even if I get caught, it's all good. I'll come right back out again. What should I do next time? Just thinking about it gets me excited.
Wow, he had an actual reason to kill him.
The culprit was unarmed, but F never served a day in prison. The case went to trial for some time, but it was determined to be self-defense, and he was declared innocent. If the truth got out, it would be a huge scandal for the police. People at the upper level were terrified of what might happen, so they had evidence fabricated. F wasn't suspended or disciplined at all. After a while, he returned to his job like nothing happened. That was a turning point for him. He was ready to shed the morality that was weighing him down, holding him back.
What if the feeling this is the story of Dante from before 6 years ago, before he got his amnesia?
F still wanted justice, and he was willing to dispense it to the immoral one by one. He became an assassin, a lone gunman, no agent, no employer. He was his own man. F believed that he was judge, jury, and executioner, but it didn't last long. One day, F got rid of a criminal we'll call X. X was responsible for defrauding and killing an innocent old man for his life insurance policy. Turns out, X had connections. Someone wasn't happy that he died. Rohan Kumakura, chairman of the Kumakuras. X was a top executive of the Kumakuras at the time. Rohan ordered his men to find and kidnap F.
I've done some research. I know you've cleaned up at least 18 pieces of scum from this earth. But somehow there hasn't been a single criminal investigation. They're all treated as suicides, accidents, or natural causes. Amazing work. I'm impressed. How about you work for us? Of course, you have the right to say no, but it'll be the last word out of your mouth.
Wait, is that the reason why he started to work for him? The Cyclops killings only happened because he was captured by another criminal and basically forced to kill targets that he specifically chose for him? So he wasn't just a psychopath. Well, I mean, it is still psychopathic behavior. No, not a psychopath. Psychopath. I don't know. I mean, but he was the good kind of psychopath since, let's be real, sometimes those who commit crimes or ruin other people's life get off way too easily when they get judged or when they get their sentence. And yeah, I can understand that vigilante justice that vigilante justice exists because of how rigged and weak every justice system in the world seems to be. On the one hand, I can understand that justice systems are overly cautious about actually executing someone, but especially with how easy it is to forge evidence nowadays, and what can you truly trust these days? People lie, people betray, people copy, falsify, and everything. So it's really hard to distinguish a lie from the truth anymore. And it's so easy these days to basically socially kill a person, and by that I don't mean actually kill them, but to kill their social status in the world. I mean, the easiest thing is you can, if you call someone, for example, let's go for one of the extremist one, the child abuser or a rapist or something like that. If you call someone that, their social standing gets basically murdered. Even if that person didn't do it, as long as they seem like they could have done it or put in the light, or if there's even an inkling of doubt on anyone, shit like that spreads like wildfire and kills the social standing of a person, which is absolutely ludicrous. So even if they are sentenced innocent by court, they will always remain stained by society itself. So the justice system is really a double-edged sword, especially with the prejudice that goes around. So I can understand people that it is understandable that people want actual criminals to get their justice served, but in this day and age it's hard to discern about this, or to even believe to begin with. When your social standing is already murdered, there's nothing much you can do anymore to convince anyone otherwise. And it is really hard to get out of that deep hole again.
F was trapped. Even if he somehow survived, he would be looking over his shoulder for the rest of his life. He had no choice but to take Rohan's offer. Thus, F's self-employment came to an end. He became a hired gun of the Kumakuras. Rohan even gave him a code name, Falco, named for the falcon, a bird of prey. Falco didn't quit his job as a police officer, though. He worked as a detective by day, assassin by night, at the will of the organization. An ordinary killer would need motive to take a life, but not Falco. He did as he was told, one target after another. It didn't take long to destroy his heart completely. Time passed, and a few years back, Falco, who by this time was exhausted in body and spirit, made a fatal mistake. He missed his mark and ended up taking a bullet to the stomach. Somehow he managed to escape. After reaching a nearby shrine, his legs finally gave out under him. He had no strength left. He put his back up against the shrine and let out a moaning breath. that he thought might be his last. But at that moment...
Wait, is that actually
in
his
his
story?
darkening vision, he saw a woman approach him. He watched her take out her phone and dial for help. At the same time, he heard footsteps. Footsteps of at least 2 people closing in. He knew immediately that they were after him. He sprung into action, grabbing the woman and pulling her close, kissing her to keep her from talking.
What?
That was the first encounter between Falco and the woman. She was a teacher at some school. It was like she was from a totally different world than him. Listening to her talk, he would forget everything about his line of work.
That was the mother of Iris, wasn't it? That's how they are connected.
She was his only contact with the ordinary, mundane world. They met in secret a few more times, and Falco felt his heart grow warmer. Her smile and kindness were like a cold glass of water for Falco's parched heart. Falco started to become himself again, his former self. He swore on his life that from then on, he would live for her.
So, you want to go clean? Fine. Do as you please. You've done a lot for us. But there is one last thing. One final job I want you to do for me. It's nothing major. This woman and her daughter. I need you to dispose of them. Should be simple, no?
What?
Rohan handed Falco a picture of a woman and a girl. It was the teacher Falco met at the shrine. And her daughter. She had just turned 12.
Yep, I knew it. I mean, that was obvious from
Why
the
the
character
two of
model.
them? Rohan, as usual, never gave a reason. And Falco had no intention of carrying out the kill. But if he didn't, he knew that someone else would. He thought long and hard. How was he going to keep them safe and get out of the life of crime? He couldn't find an answer, no matter how hard he thought. He was backed into a corner. So, he decided to call on an old friend for help. And then...
Old friend? Dante. It's you. You are the old friend. Dante is the old friend. He got the amnesia from that. That is the incident that got him amnesia. That is it, isn't it? That is... Oh man. That is getting so interesting. I like it. I mean, visual... You can really dislike visual novels all you want and think they're boring, but if they're executed like this, I like that this visual novel is fully voiced and you can just lose yourself in the experience and just whatever's happening here. That is a nice way to do it. I mean, it's so expensive to do since you need to pay all the voice actors and all that stuff. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't even turn back and just do one playthrough of this, more or less. So people cannot just look it up. But at the same time, if anyone would want to look it up, I bet this game was played to death anywhere on the internet. So one more playthrough wouldn't change anything, I suppose. But yeah, I'm getting a coffee now. And I see you then next time.